Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to make an announcement at the beginning of this video. Tonight, Saturday, December 6th, 2025, the tank takes a break, my friends! Oh my goodness, did anybody expect that? Did anybody think that it was going to be possible that the Vancouver Canucks end up beating the Minnesota Wild in a game where they don't have Elias Pettersson, in a game where Jesper Wallstedt, the goaltender standing across the opposite side, the wall of St. Paul, had shut out 3 straight Canadian franchises? Are you kidding me? This guy shut out the Flames, the Oilers, and the Jets? Back to back to back? This guy's the best goalie in the league, statistically speaking. And you're telling me that the Vancouver Canucks, without Elias Pettersson, are going to beat that team? Hey, that's exactly what they did! We have ourselves 2 main stories that I wanted to dive into in this video commentary. First off, it's the game itself. Whoop-de-doo, spoiler alert, Vancouver wins 4-2 against the Minnesota Wild at home. Praise be to Nikita Tolopilo. And I also wanted to get into Elliotte Friedman and the Quinn Hughes New Jersey Devils trade update. Although, I'll admit, we don't need to spend too much time on that. I do want to at least acknowledge it because it is a big enough story that we can put in the title and thumbnail of this video and actually have it make sense. But as we had said off the hop, Vancouver defeats Minnesota 4-2 off of the backs of some very young players. The stars, the goal scorers, the guys who were in net. You got a cast of Aatu Raty, Elias Pettersson, Tom Willander, and Nikita Tolopilo going out there and getting the job done. You know what we say about the tank? Oh, it's all about the draft picks, right? Oh, they need to finish worse in the standings so they can get a higher draft pick. That is absolutely the belief for many fans of this team at this stage of the season. But hey, actually seeing the young guys step up and persevere to the point that they can win hockey games against good NHL teams and solid players like Kaprizov and Zuccarello and Boldy, Jesper Wallstedt himself, the fact that it was these young guys that led the charge and allowed Vancouver to walk out of this game with the dub is an absolute treat. Yes, it does worsen the tank odds, and if you wanted to look at Vancouver and their standings, oh, that does give them 2 more points, and oh, that does increase their standing in the National Hockey League. They're not last anymore. They overtook Nashville with the 2 points today. But come on. If there was a game where the Vancouver Canucks were going to go out there and win, this is the kind of game that you want to see. Even if you're all team tank and whatnot, this is the perfect kind of game to see positive results from, where it's the young guys, the building blocks of the future, contributing and doing what they needed to do to win. And besides, even if Vancouver was last place in the NHL to open up today, it's not like they're going to lose every single game from here on out, right? Even the tanking teams win at least 20 to 25 games per season. Vancouver is just kind of, halfway there. So, yeah, tough loss for Team Tank, but a big win for Vancouver Canucks fans, and one of these wins where I think just seeing the future in place and giving the team a positive vibe check with a result like this, obviously this is something that I think we can all say that it's good to see. I don't think anybody's going to look at this game and say, oh, darn it, man, they won. I don't want them to win. Team Tank. Like, even if you are Team Tank, this is a good win, folks. This is a really good one. It didn't look good at the beginning because very first shot of the game for the Minnesota Wild ends up going in after Vancouver has themselves a power play off of a Jesper Wallstedt trip. Vancouver, who was without Elias Pettersson in today's game, by the way, he's hurt. Big announcement coming like 20 minutes before the game ended up starting, but Vancouver tried to get some power play momentum early on. They couldn't do it, and once the power play expired, you had Matt Boldy coming out of the box. He ends up getting a 2-on-1 feed, and he buries it by Tolopilo. First shot of the game for Minnesota, and it's 1-0. It's like, okay, it's going to be that kind of game. it's fine, right? The Wild are good. Tolopilo, you would want to see him stop up a 2-on-1 chance like that, but hey, it's hard to do it when it's Zuccarello and Boldy, two very hot scorers in the National Hockey League right now. We don't see ourselves some more goal action until the second period, and a lot of that is because Tolopilo did start to stand on his head throughout the rest of the first. Kaprizov getting robbed right in front, Tolopilo outstretching the pad multiple times in this first period. This game could have easily been 2-3, maybe 4-0 if Tolopilo just was not as solid as he was, because believe me, Vancouver didn't really get many opportunities in this first period. Minnesota did. Into the second, though, this is when Aatu Raty ends up scoring a goal off of a beautiful centering pass that goes off of his skate and in. Unfortunately, the goal doesn't count. They deemed that it was a kicking motion, distinct kicking motion there from Raty, who was kind of stopping as he was approaching the crease, and as a result, his foot kind of turned. Definitely not a distinct kicking motion, in my opinion, but I can understand why they ended up calling that one back. You could make the argument that there was enough movement there with that particular skate that deflected the puck in order for it to be called a distinct kicking motion. But, hey, doesn't matter. Aatu Raty was able to get more later on in the game. Tying things up 1-1 officially, though, is none other than Tom Willander, who scores his first NHL goal assisted by Linus Karlsson and Jake DeBrusk. Taking advantage of a broken Minnesota Wild stick, the play comes into the Wild zone, where Linus Karlsson stops up on the left side, waits for his options to settle in, throws it across to Willander, who catches it, twists, and then takes a blistering wrist shot top corner left side on Jesper Wallstedt. That's the first goal against that Wallstedt has let in against a Canadian team, and it's Willander's first. Give it just a few more minutes, and you have Elias Pettersson. No, not Elias Pettersson. Elias Pettersson getting his first goal of the season as well. The puck is thrown back by Aatu Raty. Strong face-off win. Willander goes to DPD, who just takes a long Hail Mary wrister towards the goal. It beats everybody. It's in. Elias Pettersson has always had a pretty strong shot, and his ability to get it through is uncanny. And it's put on display here to give the Canucks the lead. Give it just 4 more minutes after that, and you have Evander Kane winning a puck battle in the Vancouver zone, freeing it up and allowing Aatu Raty to skate onto it, giving him a 2-on-1 with Kiefer Sherwood on his right. Raty comes in, notices the D-man's kind of got the angle, so instead of forcing the pass to Sherwood, Raty just loads up and wrists it top corner. What a beautiful shot on Jesper Wallstedt. Perfectly placed. Raty's getting confident. Evander Kane gets the assist. It's 3-1 Vancouver. Then in the third, you have Aatu Raty again, who strikes for the third time this game, second time officially. He ends up taking the puck out of Jesper Wallstedt's grasp behind the net. It is a very quick pick-me play. The Minnesota Wild didn't really do a good job in communicating to Wallstedt that there was a player right behind him. So Raty squeaks in, steals the puck, and has an easy wide-open cage to bury it. That's his third of the season. Vancouver gets a 4-1 lead. Add on Mats Zuccarello's power play goal at the end of the third, and you have yourselves the 4-2 final score. Now, we did have ourselves other word here in this game during the Saturday headlines portion of the segment. Elliotte Friedman said on the broadcast that, according to sources, the New Jersey Devils have had at least one conversation with the Vancouver Canucks regarding Quinn Hughes. I do not believe there is anything imminent, but I do believe that a conversation was had about where things stand and where they might be going. So that obviously is not that big of a deal, because I think everybody and their mother understands that there probably have already been conversations behind the scenes about Quinn Hughes going to New Jersey. I don't even think it needs to be talked about too much, because all that we could say about it has already been said. Now, we're just talking about it again because it's finally finalized. Elliotte Friedman officially puts it out there that, yeah, these two teams have talked about Quinn Hughes. When Vancouver sent that memo out, when they made it known that guys are available for trade, it does seem like New Jersey checked in and said, hey, what about that Quinn Hughes? Friedman, though, very, very pushy that nothing is imminent and that this doesn't mean that anything is going to happen anytime in the short-term future. So take that how you will. It all comes packaged together in a broadcast where Vancouver ends up winning against Minnesota 4-2 game. Aatu Raty, take a bow. Elias Pettersson, Tom Willander, take a bow. Tolopilo, take a bow. Thoughts in the comment section below about this game as well as the trade update. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.